What's up? This is a quick review of the Xduoo X10. And this is a quick size comparison with my Heidi's AP60 version 2. So as you can see, it's a bit bigger, but it's not huge. It's about a little bit heavier and slightly thicker than like an iPhone SE or 5S. So not too big. This has the AK4490 DAC in it. That's the same DAC that's in the Canon N3. And it is a different DAC than what's in here. This is the AK4452, I want to say. But the sound similarities are there. You can tell an AK DAC sounds warm. It's a warmer sound than anything you're going to get from the ESS, the Sabre DACs and stuff like that. They're different. They're different than the DACs that Apple uses as well, which are a little bit. They're the Cirrus Logic, I think. Cirrus Logic, is that right? Something like that. And they're a little bit colder and maybe more clinical. The sound you're going to get from an AK DAC is going to be slightly warmer. It's going to be more musical in its presentation, and it's going to appeal to maybe a wider audience. I've heard some stuff about rolled off treble on this guy. I don't hear it. I've looked at the frequency responses on it. It seems to be pretty flat, but you can see there is a slight treble roll off at the very, very end. I personally don't hear that, but then again, I'm one of those people that it veers towards being a little bit treble sensitive. So yeah, so that doesn't bother me any. And the main reason I wanted to get this was actually because I found it on eBay for $97 USD. It was just super cheap, and I like that. Cheap's my thing. I like the two SD card slots. So I've got a 256 in here currently and a 128. So does it read the 256? As you can see, it's updating right there. No, not very well. It seems to conk out at about, what are we doing? Oh, I'm locked. It seems to conk out at about 20,000 songs. I suppose I have closer to 30,000 on this thing. Yes, I want to, there we go. So what I've done is I've taken my library for my main sort of AAC collection, which is on external disk 1. What are we doing here? And I've kind of put it into just alphabetical, and it makes it real easy for me to search through everything. I mean, I can find all my MP3s on here, no problem. They're all showing up and they're playable. However, the auto scan doesn't handle a super large library that well. And that's not really a deal breaker to me. I don't really care. How's it sound? Sounds good, man. Sounds really good. I like it quite a bit. It seems to have a little bit more height and depth than this guy. It just seems to overall have a little bit more sweetness. It's a slightly better sound than what you're getting from the AK4452. However, there's a lot of things that are not available on this thing. This is just a cut and dry music player. There's no Aptx, there's no Bluetooth, nothing like that. So all you're going to be doing with this thing is playing music. So if that's not a problem for you, then cool beans, man. Then you'll probably really enjoy it. I would say that one of the things that did bother me, however, was that it didn't pick up the album covers. So what I had to do was use, I downloaded a program called Album Art Downloader, I think, from SourceForge. And I scanned, I basically, it auto detects the album and then throws a cover.jpg in every album folder for you. And then once you have a JPEG in the folder, it will be picked up and played by this guy. But if the album art is embedded into the files, for some reason it doesn't pick it up. That's a little lame in this day and age, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I've had 1 or 2 issues with it freezing, but there's a little pin reset thing, and that will just reboot the thing, and it will work again as you would expect. The form factor is really nice. For a while, I didn't love this, but I've actually grown accustomed to it, and now I use it all the time. But if you're not into the click wheel, then you can scan using the up and down arrows. These act as up and down arrows in any folder you're in. So yeah, it plays everything pretty well. It does have a problem playing certain DSD files. Are they 128-bit or whatever? I'm not exactly sure, but I have a couple of DSD albums. It had problems playing it. I didn't troubleshoot that. I just took them off and replaced them with the Flack versions that I had. And plays Flack fine, plays AAC, plays MP3 fine, and that is good enough for me. But again, if you are a fan of DSD, then that might be problematic for you. I'm not sure. What it was doing was skipping. It would play the track and then skip. It was like it was struggling to with CPU cycles or something like that. I don't know. So that was kind of strange. Anyways, there's some settings. We have music settings in here. DSD gain that you can choose. There's a couple of DAC filters. There's a slow roll off and a sharp roll off. From an auditory perspective, I'm having a hard time determining what's happening there, but potentially that is something you might understand. I don't, and I don't necessarily hear a difference. You know, typical settings in here. What else do we got here? Yeah, update music library. Again, with big libraries, I'm assuming over 128 gigs or 20,000 songs, that's not going to work for you. But again, it will read a 256 gigabyte card. It's just it's not going to scan properly. So that's that. Yeah. So, and you can format and do different things like that. It's a good. It's nice. I like it a lot, and I like having this extra storage space. To me, that is the big money grab for me. This is the reason that I purchased this, was just to have the possibility of 512 gigs or whatever. I guess there's 400 gig cards now, so that's great for guys with huge music collections like me. So, and that AK4490 DAC is gold. It sounds wonderful. And for $97 USD, I mean, you can't go wrong if you can get this for around $100 USD. Well worth your money. This offers a number of things that this guy doesn't. However, the sound is a little bit sharper. Like I said, a little bit more depth to the music and slightly more height. Width is about the same in terms of the sound stage, and yeah, and they're both really sweet sounded devices in the budget realm. I can wreck both of them. I've already done a video on this guy, but this guy, again, bit better sounding. You don't have the Bluetooth and the Hybe link and all the other stuff that's on here. But if you don't care about all that stuff, then this is your guy, man. Pick it up. And that's that. I don't see too many, at least English reviews on this guy on YouTube, so hopefully this helps a few people out. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you think that I'm helpful, and if you don't, then don't. I don't know. All right, cheers.